I don't know. The visual that I'm having in my head is like, is they just turn you away and there's just like this pool of people on the side who are just people of color.
Also, there's something cute about watching you when you're a child. You're not watching back you as a 24-year-old.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, the unserious podcast for Aussie corporates by Aussie corporates. On this week's episode, we have two lovely little segments. First one is Impostor, game famous on TikTok. Can't wait for that one. Second one, we have pet peeves. So thank you to everyone who sent in some pet peeves that we asked for, some Asian characteristics. So thanks again. And we'll be going through a lot of those in the second segment. But before that, to wrap the week, we got me and Miguel. We have Rohit,
G'day.
Kushi,
Yes, sir.
and Sen.
Hello. Boys, strap in. I've got an absolute doozy of a story for you. We had an anonymous listener write in with an absolute great story. So they've obviously listened to our previous episodes where we talked about Carter being the most racist club in Sydney. And they've got their own experience with Billboard Saturday Club in Melbourne.
Wow.
So the story goes, this is my story with Billboard Saturday Club in Melbourne. First of all, if you read their reviews, you'll know what I'm about to talk about. On New Year's Eve, me and my mates bought tickets to Billboard for the New Year's Eve celebrations. But once we got there, they didn't let us in for no reason whatsoever. We hadn't even started our night yet, so it's not like we were drunk or anything. We told them we have VIP tickets. Why couldn't we get in? They looked at us and said, it's full. But we saw them still letting people in. So we asked the people in line if they had tickets for the night, and they said no, they were just going to buy them there.
Hey.
Then we tried to talk to the security guards again, but they still denied us entry. The only people who got denied entry that night were people of color, and only white people were allowed in. The security guards were very rude and told us to fuck off multiple times. Since then, we have tried to get a refund as we paid more than $100 per tickets and there were 6 of us. We are still yet to receive a refund from them. We have sent multiple emails and they have blocked us on all social media and there's no way we can contact them. We have proof with videos and screenshots of emails and IG texts. If you could please help us talk about this club so people will never go through this again. Billboard Saturday is a club that is definitely not for people of color. The most racist club ever.
Wow.
Ever is a strong word, but I might say apt.
Well, I had a look at some of the reviews that she stated. Let me just read a couple of them out. So we know it's not like an isolated incident. The first one was the bouncer straight away asked us to walk away just because we were brown and darker skin.
Seriously.
How can they practice racism openly and people not care, report such behavior?
Mate, it sounds like they've perfected it. There's no...
The next one is all the reviews calling them racist are true. My friend was completely sober and they still threw her out claiming she was drunk and disorderly even though we were dancing innocently. There was a white girl literally throwing up in the washrooms but they didn't throw her out. Please don't go to this place. It's a disgrace.
Oh, so they've got form for this.
Yeah, they're also rated like 2.4 on Google reviews. So that really says it all.
That, to be fair, though, I wouldn't rate a club if I had a great time. You know what I mean? You're only rating a club if you had a horrendous time.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah, see, when I read the story, I'm like, obviously it sounds true, but I'm like, oh, I don't know, like maybe if there was a bit of mayo on it. But reading these other reviews, I'm fully in.
That
like,
was only 3 of them. I was scrolling through and having a gaze of the reviews. Every second one is like a story about how they got kicked out by the bouncers. Apparently what they do is they like to deny you. They say you're not on the guest list. That was like the common thread in the reviews.
Right.
They're like, oh, you're not on the guest list. And then there's no guest list, but you're not on it.
The guest list is, have you seen like the Family Guy meme where it's like the color chart?
tones,
That's the guest list.
Well, what do we do here, boys?
Dude, I feel so bad. If I paid $100 for a ticket, you better fucking let me in, dude.
Well, that's the crazy thing.
Like, I'd have to be licking the pavement for you to not let me in. You know what I mean? Like, I have to be that belligerently drunk. But if I'm fine, if I'm sober, there's no dude, you should be getting the ACCC involved, right, Kush?
I would say, yeah, but actually, I don't know if the ACCC covers.
The ombudsman.
The ombudsman.
Your favorite.
There is some legal
power.
body out there that will help out for sure.
Some higher power.
Do you have to look in the T's and C's to see what you can get denied entry
See, the thing
for?
is, right, they probably have T's and C's where, like, if the security guards or the bouncers think that you're, like, drunk or on something, they have the discretion to deny your entry. And then how can you disprove that?
But the thing is, this is what I'm confused about because really, like, I don't know why clubs deny people of color. Like I was watching this guy on TikTok who like ran the nightclub scene in Melbourne for like a number of years.
I've also seen his TikToks.
Danny Rants.
Yeah,
really good stories actually from that guy.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
But anyways, that brings me back to the point. So he was like, originally the worst kind of customer was Asian back in like the early 2000s because they were basically violent and like there were heaps of stabbings and this sort of stuff. But then as like trends grew, now like Asians are like the most sought after person in the club because they spend a lot of money.
I was going to say, yeah.
And so if this person's already bought a VIP ticket for $100, just let him in.
And it sounded like they were ready for a big night. Like it's New Year's Eve, so you're going to be spending decent amount of dosh.
So yeah, I do feel quite bad. And I can just imagine like, I don't know, the visual that I'm having in my head is like, is they just turn you away and there's just like this pool of people on the side who are just people of color. Just standing there.
Just off to the side.
Yeah, looking there sadly.
A little refugee camp.
But look, there's not much we can do
Dude,
here.
there's not much we can do at all.
Billboard Saturdays, we hate Carter. Just don't go support these clubs, to be perfectly
I was going
honest.
to say, if anyone else has had similar experiences, please write in. Let us know.
And by not supporting them, you can do what happened to Carter.
Yes.
Because Carter has been shut down.
Thank the Lord.
So
Can we take credit for this?
I'm going to absolutely take credit for this.
Let's go.
We slandered them nonstop on TikTok and Instagram, got a couple of clicks on the social pipes, and then, not 3 months later, they're shut down. Coincidence? I think not.
I think it's that little radio on the AM radio, if you remember.
Was that the telltale
Yeah,
sign
It
that
was the telltale sign. If you're on 2GB,
Yeah, promoting
a club.
yeah, get out of here.
Dude, that video as well, like our racist Carter, like that one went through. Like I saw a random brown guy came up to me, was like, dude, your video about the Carter being racist was so funny.
Because it's relatable. Like, and similar to, I imagine Billboard Saturdays. Like, I imagine people go through the same thing. And I mean, you just tell people not to support. I'm sure there's plenty of other clubs in Melbourne that you can go to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, why is Billboard Saturdays the one, you know?
But I feel bad. You've had $600. I don't know how we can help this listener, but
No, it's a terrible situation. And like, maybe
is that a
LinkedIn.
sunk cost? Should we just tell her, forget about it? You're
Well,
not
no,
getting it
she
back.
said she
fight
went
the good
through-
fight, I reckon. You know,
Keep
there's
going.
so many people in Google reviews had the same experience. You be the people's champ.
Because you said you went through all the social pipes, but you can go, there will be more. Or you can rally around people to send, your friends to send emails and stuff to them.
Yeah, create like a movement online.
Yeah, because I think like the only way that these clubs and places listen is if they get backlash online. That's the only way.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say go in person.
What, and knock on their door.
Yeah.
And not get let in.
yeah.
Surely getting blocked on socials is the sign of guilt.
Oh, yeah,
That's
for
the
sure.
telltale sign. So keep on going.
You got to get your friends. You got to get everyone around it. So do we rally the troops?
It's a
little
call
bit,
to
maybe?
arms, dude.
What the Melbourneites? What do you call them? Melbournians.
Melburnians.
Or just anyone. If you're in Sydney,
Yeah.
if you don't support racism, maybe head on over to the Google reviews and
yeah,
and
maybe
see how you go.
bombard them with a few. Sell them TCB sent you,
No,
No,
don't say
no,
that.
no.
Don't
Alright,
say
then,
that.
Kush remove that part.
Give Billboard Saturdays a bit of a hard time online. Let's see if we can change their ways.
But don't implicate us in any way.
Please do not say our name. We did not send you. But yeah, speaking of this week, right, I went to the office for the first time in a while, and it was a stark reminder as to why I don't consider the office, because I had one of the more rattling experiences on the bus that I had for a while. I have always been a bus propagator. I love the bus. I hate the trains. Okay.
Gush is spitting in your face as you say that.
I know that's a controversial opinion, but I've always grown up in buses and I thought that's my safe space. Thursday morning, I'll tell you one thing, nothing about that journey was safe. I was a little bit late to the bus stop and the bus was like pulling in. So I did a bit of a run to get on the bus.
Running for the bus, biggest
That's
ick.
an ick.
Big ick.
It is what it is. I have to get to work on time. Right? The bus driver, so this like lady is also running for the bus. She gets there, lets her on. I run to the bus driver sees me, closes the doors. Then luckily the lovely lady who was in front points in and was like basically like forcing this guy to open the door for me, right? So he opens the door for me. I get on, I take one step on the bus and he doesn't wait. He just closes the doors. Now my bag is stuck on the outside of the bus. He then proceeds to drive while I'm half in, half out of the bus. And I'm flailing like a turtle, being like, stop, brother. Right? Then I get on the bus and he's like, oh, sorry. I'm like, dude, what do you mean sorry? I'm like, why are you like aggressively trying to get me off? I then I then get to my seat on the bus. Fine. I'm sitting there already rattled slightly after that.
I got a
experience.
seat bar. That's a bone. That's a plus.
That is a plus. By the way, I'm the second stop. So I hope there's a seat for me. So I'm sitting on the bus and then this other bloke is pushed the button. The bus driver has proceeded not to stop. And he's like an 80-year-old guy. And the bus driver has now driven like 5 stops
Jeez.
before people are like yelling like, hey, like, can you stop the bus? Now this poor grandpa, like the bloke looked like the guy from Up.
Fuck off.
He's gotten off the bus and you can just see him like sadly trod back.
Oh,
And I'm like,
feels
I
bad.
actually really feel bad for that guy, right? Obviously, I feel worse for myself because I've had the near-death experience and, you know, this guy probably needs a bit of fitness. But the girl who sits next to me on the bus at like the 10th stop, she then proceeds to start doing her Duolingo out loud. So now I'm hearing, you know, ¿Cómo estás? And then, "Bidding," like that like check mark. And I want to get your thoughts on, because obviously we're very against people playing music on the bus out loud. But what does everyone sit of doing your Duolingo practice on the bus?
Similar. Yeah, that's a no-go. Unless it's a funny, cool language, like a real, like Rwandan or something like that.
So it's a language dependent.
Yeah. If it's Spanish, like, come on, mate. Dorex the Explorer can teach me Spanish. I don't need to hear it from you.
What's the difference between taking a phone call then? You know, same volume probably.
Wow.
Oh, speaking of phone calls,
Oh,
just
here we go.
as an aside,
I was going to say, that's an interesting point. Yeah, sorry, go.
I was on the bus as well. This happened a while ago. And I completely forgot to tell it on the podcast. And I was sitting behind this white guy, and then he also takes a phone call. And I assume it's from, and I think he's a manager, and he was taking it from one of his like subordinates. And he was like, he was talking blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh yeah, maybe and then he's like, oh yeah, I was talking to Raj yesterday. I assume maybe one of the coworkers. And then he retells what Raj said, except he did it in the Indian accent. On the bus, this white guy's like, oh yes, Brad, I will get it to you tomorrow.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, I took my earpod out. I'm like, am I actually hearing this? Is anyone else going to say anything?
Was the accent at all, did it matter to the story? Was it?
No, of course it didn't. In what world would it have?
I don't know. I'm just trying to see if there's any reason as to why this happened.
Anyway, sorry, that's phone calls. I don't mind a phone call on a bus.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's just talking to the Duolingo owl
No,
instead
the
of.
phone call, sometimes you can't avoid it. Duolingo, you can absolutely do in your own time.
No, you're not talking. On Duolingo, you're just like typing and tapping. But then like, obviously like you're playing out the words out loud.
No, sometimes Duolingo you have to say the
I
word
thought
back.
you have to say it as well. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not up to those
So
levels then.
Level 1, huh?
Yeah,
No, but sometimes you have to say the "Cómo estás" back, and it figures out if you've said it properly or not.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
I thought you
No.
meant it was that.
I wasn't
That's
getting that.
heinous.
No, that's heinous. I was just getting the bloke just ding. Anyone know that owl sound? Have you guys been on Duolingo?
Not in many years.
Yeah, same.
Dude, it's like honestly, the sound feels like a pokey machine. Like I think that's why it's so
Getting
addicting.
a feature.
Yeah, it really is. But yeah, that was my experience on the bus. I won't be coming back. And to be honest, I felt powerless when I was stuck on the other side and the guy was driving. It was quite scary.
I'll give you a counterpoint that I've seen recently a few times. So on the Sydney Metro recently, I've been going back from work, home, obviously rush hour and stuff. So a lot of people going in, a lot of people going out. I've kind of noticed that the Metro just closes its doors when it feels like it nowadays. I've seen people getting stuck in the door, dude. It like shuts aggressively on people
Oh,
because it just
no.
decides it's time to go.
But doesn't it reopen automatically?
No, bro, they're just
Metro
closing.
doesn't have the thing.
What?
No.
Dude, it's so fast.
It's pretty aggressive.
They don't have that safety feature where like, cause like on a
It'll
regular
bounce back
train,
open.
it'll just bounce.
No, I mean in the train you can like. I'm pretty sure there's a certain part where if you like wave where you put yourself in, it will go back. It'll open up.
Yeah.
But a Metro just fucking slams it on you, dude.
Wow.
And I haven't seen it open up, dude. I've seen people leave their families behind at Epping Station, bro. it's fucked, dude. There's this like old lady with a luggage getting on. She made it by the skin of her teeth, dude. I'm telling you.
Mate, they got a tight schedule to keep to. That's
The
why.
next metro is in 5 minutes. Righty, fellas. Today's game is Impostor. If you are a avid TikTok user, you might have seen it there. Similar game, not ripping off anyone's original content. But the game today will be sort of like Spyfall, Mafia, if you've played those sort of things. So I am the game master, and each round I will send each of the three boys a text. Two of them will receive a person, their name, and the third person will receive imposter. They all got to take turns with one word describing the person. Obviously, the imposter has to go off the other person's clues or give generic words to continue on the trend to not get caught. And there's two ways for the round to end. It's either the boys agree on who the imposter is. They figure out, maybe the clues aren't adding up or they're a bit sus, or the imposter has figured out who the person is. Does that make sense, boys?
It does.
Right. It'll make even more sense when we start playing. So are we ready?
Is there?
Yep.
Alrighty, I have sent through a text to each of the boys. 2 of them have the person and 1 of them has the word imposter. Just a clue. They're all real living people.
Beautiful.
So there you go. That's all you get to go with. Ro, would you like to start? 1 word to describe them.
I will start. Huge.
And Kush, Sen, and we'll keep going until.
All right. I will say American.
Tall.
Female.
White.
Big.
I think I could already. Yeah.
Okay. Tour.
Screen.
Blonde.
Oh, is it Sen? Footy.
I will say boyfriend.
Sen is 100%
let me guess. Let me guess.
We got him there.
If I guess the person,
If you get it, you get the point.
the Taylor Swift.
Why would you
It
say
is Taylor
boyfriend?
Swift.
Why would you say boyfriend?
No, I got it from Tour.
Yeah, I think
Tour
the
is a
first
big
was
one as
Pretty
well.
Tour was, yeah.
So that's the aim of the game. You need to keep the clues like good enough that
Yeah.
everyone knows you
I
know
thought
it.
it was LeBron after the first few clues.
Yeah.
Huge American.
That's why I said tall.
I think I could tell when he said.
When he said tall, I knew it was him.
Yeah.
Because
She
We
is
should've
tall.
just guessed it. Because you're gonna run out of clues, dude. You can't keep going. What else could I have said?
That's
You
true,
could have
yeah.
gone.
Yeah, what?
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay. All right, we move.
All right, next one. I will text the boys now. Righty. I've texted. See, for the fairness, we'll start with Ro every single time, I reckon.
Okay.
Ro, you can start.
Eduardo.
Spanish.
Short.
Movie.
Actor.
Got him. Yeah, got him.
I'm going to guess that Kush is the imposter here.
Oh, got him.
Oh, that easy.
If you can guess it, the person out, you can get the point.
How am I gonna guess something? Eduardo, bro.
Oh, Eduardo was an aggressive clue
Was
to
it?
give,
No,
to be honest.
that's if you know type
I
thing.
don't know. What is it?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Fuck, I'm not gonna know what Eduardo is
Aw.
related to that.
Eduardo, the best friend that he cut out,
Yeah, dude.
diluted his shares.
Andrew Garfield. Dude.
Yeah. That's fair enough. That's good.
Oh, here we go. Now am I going to?
Alrighty, next one.
We just go round and round in circles.
Alrighty. Next clue has gone through. Ro, you happy to start?
Massive.
Tall.
Big.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn, 3 the same word.
Speedy.
Gonzalez.
It's not word association, bro.
Sorry.
That's popped a little. That's
Is
a.
that actually your word?
Yeah, I'm going for Gonzalez.
Okay.
Well, that's noted.
Cooking.
Oh, that's also given me a little bit to think about. Character.
I'm gonna say fans.
Muscle.
I think Kush is the imposter, but I'll go one more round. Instagram.
Defined.
Can I? Sen, do you? How do I do this?
Defined in a
Money.
physical way. All right.
Let Sen say his word, and
Okay.
then you have to. 2 of you have to agree on one person.
Does anyone think that I'm the imposter?
No, I don't think he's the imposter.
Oh, it could be either one of you.
No, I don't think it's Ro.
All right, let Sen say your word, and then have this debate.
Okay. Stone.
I think then Kush has to be the imposter.
Yeah, we'll say Kush.
We'll say Kush.
Okay.
Give us a guess, Kush.
What were the words? I've forgotten the words. I am the imposter. What were the words?
What was
I don't know how to go through all of them. Like
Okay, because now I have to try to
Instagram,
guess.
Huge,
muscles,
you
strong,
said tall,
defined,
muscle. You said speedy.
fans.
You said Gonzalez.
Instagram.
He said cooking.
I'm going to say Steph Curry. Is that the person?
It is not. It's The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Oh.
I said stone last.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Righty, that makes it 3 rounds. We'll play to 5. So 4th round here. I've texted all the boys the words, and Ro, you can start.
I'll go famous.
Speaker.
Okay, all right.
Chinese.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
That is very interesting, Sen.
I'm gonna say flamboyant.
Yeah. So we'll do one more round.
Let's go one more. Let's go one more. Let's go one more.
I'll say.
Keep it nice and vague. Keep it nice
Yeah.
and vague.
2007.
Retired.
I'll say Indiana Jones.
That's it.
All right, Rosie
Yeah,
imposter.
what was it? Chinese speaker.
Wait, go. Give
I thought it was
like.
going to be like Tony Robbins or something.
Go, have a one guess.
You have a guess.
Indiana Jones is not a real person, brother.
I don't know.
We said Chinese. We said speaker. We said 2007
Said
Mhm.
retired.
and retired.
Flamboyant as well.
2007 retired. It must be like a sports person, maybe.
Who retired in 2007?
I have no idea.
Chinese, yeah.
I don't follow Chinese. What's the answer?
It's Kevin Rudd.
Kevin Rudd.
Kevin Rudd.
Wait, what was your first one?
Speaker.
Speaker,
Prime Minister.
man.
You gave the whole biggin after speaker.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's a massive blunder.
Oh dear. All right, we'll go one more. I have texted the boys the final words. 5th round. Ro, you can kick us off.
American.
Appearance.
Okay. It's like the vaguest thing ever.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Famous.
That's also pretty vague, Sam. Talented.
3 vague words in a row.
Yeah, come on.
Superstar.
Actor.
Actor, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go tall.
Old.
Washed. Yeah. Now who's the imposter? Now who's the imposter?
It's still pretty clear who it is.
It's still definitely said. It's always good.
We'll do one more round.
Okay, we'll do one more round. See if I can guess it. LA.
I'm going to go jam.
Oh, you bastard. Well, you guys know I'm the imposter, but I'll have a guess anyway.
Go on.
Is it Big LeBron?
It is Big LeBron.
It is Big
well
LeBron.
done, well done.
Was it Jam that gave it away?
Yeah, Jam
I
gave
don't
it
think he
away.
would have seen Space Jam. So.
Come on, Bush.
Right with that, I think Sen wins, who's able to guess them, even though you know who's imposter. Difficult game, boys.
Difficult game.
Let us know at home if you enjoyed that game. We can bring it back if it was good.
Alrighty, boys. As always, this episode is sponsored by our good friends at Manscaped. They've given us a new little read here, 2024 New Year's resolution check-in. 2024 is here in full swing, and that means it's time for your New Year's resolution check-in. Well, you can check in with our friends at Manscaped. Newsflash, it's never too late to up your level grooming game and keep your bush tamed. Manscaped's new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is every man's cheat code to look good, to feel good, and to turn the page on confidence this year. Boys, we had a couple of New Year's resolutions. None of them were scaping related. Kush, you had a movies resolution, which I think is going extremely well.
Yep.
But I will say that some people need to have this resolution. The grooming game needs to be improved because there are people out there without Manscaped products. What are they doing? They're using scissors. Or they're not doing it at all, which is even worse. But what you can do is you can use the code TCB. You can get 20% off. You can get free shipping. You can pick up yourself a beautiful Lawnmower 5.0, or you can pick up the box with the 5.0 and the nose hair trimmer and a bunch of other goodies like the travel shed, the undies, the crop preserver, this and that. And you can get it for 20% off with the code TCB, manscaped.com.
Alrighty, friends. Second segment of the day, pet peeves. Today, not so much pet peeves, but we put the call out on Instagram. We wanted you guys to finish the sentence being, you know you're Asian when. So we'll be going through some, typical Asian characteristics or stereotypes or experiences that you guys have sent in, and we'll see if, we can relate to them and, our thoughts of them as well. So you ready, fellas?
Ready.
First one is from Tiara. She says, you're not allowed to have 2 consecutive days of fun/social friend activities.
Big time.
Yeah.
Dude, this was a massive one for me growing up. I used to when I was telling my parents, I was going out with my friends on let's say a Friday. Saturday, I was expected to be at home.
At home.
Yeah.
Doing some, chores, vacuuming, cleaning, you got to make up for it. You had a bit of fun, so you got to pay for it now.
It felt like such a honor and a privilege to have gone out that Friday. I don't even have the audacity to ask for the Saturday.
Yeah. I would get my friends to ask on my behalf. Can Rohit come out to hang out with us, please? I actually couldn't face the fear myself. It's a terrifying
When did you
feeling.
get over it?
Honestly, 21. I think after high school. I think when I was...
Oh, yeah. Well after high school. too.
Yeah. Maybe first year uni. That's how traumatic it was.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Senny was a serial, don't know if you can come out person in high school.
Big
Back in the
time.
day.
He was
Yeah,
a serial, the B1.
I'll have to double check. But I feel like if you're an older sibling, I felt like I copped a lot of the brunt of this. Meanwhile, my brothers, I paved the way for their future. They were allowed to have multiple days of fun. They don't need to be in the house.
Have they ever showed gratitude for that?
Mate, absolutely no thanks.
It is true. The younger sibling gets away with way more.
Big time. And it's easier if you're a older guy
Yeah.
with younger guys. Like for example, you have a sister Sen.
Yeah.
She's paving the way in other aspects.
Correct. Yeah.
But maybe not this one.
Probably not.
All right, next one from Milland. You go to an overseas country to eat the same Asian food you had at home.
Yeah. With my parents, it's classic. Maybe 3-4 days into the trip, like, all right, time to get some rice or curry. And we'll find the local Indian restaurant or South Indian restaurant and you go to it. And there's a chain as well that like they're in like 100 countries in the world. So there's a good chance there's one within 5-10 minutes of you. Go there, get
What's
a
the chain?
dosa. Sarah van der Boven, give them a shout out.
There are 100 places.
Yeah. They're the biggest Indian chain in the world, restaurant chain in the world.
Wow.
Wow, huge. When I went to Rome, 2 days in, my missus is like, where are the Chinese restaurants? I'm sick of Italian food. This goes to show.
I think like my family was a bit different. They didn't have so much of that. I was actually a bit lucky. We were just eating the local food, but different varieties of that. So if I went to like, let's say Vietnam, it'd just be Vietnamese food or, Chinese food.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to, I don't think my parents trusted the fact that there would be like a decent Indian place in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Like it's not happening.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to, if I'm traveling to like parts of Australia, you best believe we're finding an Indian restaurant to eat there.
All right, next one. Ernest, you fooled, but you had to finish the meat.
This
Big
resonates with me deeply.
I give that advice still to this day.
Dude. To this day, I still like some of the other ones like I've grown out of, but this one to this day, it burns, dude. If you spend like $20-$30 on something and you're getting full, you better believe you're eating the meat, man. That's where the value is.
Yeah, because like usually you're eating like a meal with rice and the meat on the side. And usually you have like a ratio of rice to meat. Beautiful. But then once you're filling up on the carbs, you just end up, you see the meat and you're full. This will not go to waste. The rice will sit there on my plate untouched. But whatever the meat is getting consumed, whether I like it or not. I become one of those like, those blokes who,
Carnivore diet.
expand their stomach with eating food. Like those, what do they do? Professional eaters.
Oh, Matt Stoney.
Yeah, Matt Stoney. I become Matt Stoney, dude.
I thought you meant the Liver King.
No.
He is on some of the stuff the Liver King is on.
Well, yeah, like if you're having a Bar Luca burger, for example, and you're getting full, just get rid of the
fry's got to
bread.
go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just
The
the
bread's gotta
meat
go.
only, just the patty.
Fair play. The next one from Billy. You feed each other cake on your birthday.
I actually don't know why we do this.
Yeah,
Every
it's a good
birthday
one.
I've had in my life, we do it, but I just never have thought why.
I don't get the filming of it.
The photos and the filming. Yeah.
The filming of it doesn't make sense because it's a nice thing. Maybe you share whatever, this and that.
Yeah.
But I've never once watched a replay of the cake going into my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, you got to wait for the photo. It's like, no, just hold on.
Just wait,
Wait
yeah.
till it goes into your mouth. And it's like the most banal background. You got your curtains in the back, the shitty plates that you bring out.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
wearing a ripped t-shirt and your dad's like, we'll watch this in 30 years. Maybe he does though.
Maybe in 30 years you will watch that footage.
Yeah, I think so. I reckon in 30, 40 years, we'd probably watch that kind of stuff. I think we would.
So what do white people do? They, sing happy birthday, they cut a cake and that's it. They move on.
No, I think they blow the candles. We don't even get candles.
No, we get candles.
Oh, you get candles.
Yeah,
You get candles. But then we spend 30 minutes, everyone lines up, you cut a piece of the cake, you feed it to them, take your photo, get your video.
I think is it meant to be like a sign of respect? I don't know.
I think maybe of that, but I think I honestly think it's a nice tradition. I don't mind this
It's
one.
cool.
I really like it.
But it's just, who started it and why did everyone else just pick it up as well?
No, but my thing is when people at their birthdays, they cut the cake and then they have to end up cutting the cake for everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
This is the one thing I don't understand. This is not a brown thing or anything like that. This is just a general thing. So like my mate's 21st birthday, my mate's 23rd birthday, they'd cut the cake and then they're sitting there, cutting it into pizza shapes for people. It's very silly. Manny, do you have stuff like this for your birthday?
No, it's blow the candles, cut the cake.
BAUs.
Per everyone though.
Oh, so you do?
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
But no feeding of anyone else.
So is it a brown thing only?
I think it is.
But coming back to the footage part, right? You saying you could probably watch it in 30 years. I do remember watching home videos of myself when I was super young. There's like 20 years old essentially. But I think back in the day, there was just so little footage. Nowadays, there's just volumes of footage.
Also,
to
there's something
roam
cute
through.
about watching you when you're a child. You're not watching back you as a 24-year-old.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't hit the same.
I reckon when you're 60 or 70, you'd be watching that. I
Yeah.
reckon you will be. You're
Yeah,
going to have
sure.
your Apple Vision Pros. You're going to get in those clips up, bro.
Yeah, you can just download it straight to your brain next time.
Oh my God. Alrighty, next one. Alicia says, everyone asking if you're feeling okay after one drink, #Asian flush. Can you relate, boys?
Nope.
There's no relatability in this, Monty. Please.
I can relate big time, dude. I think there was like only like a year window where I wouldn't get Asian flush. But aside from that, dude, one drink, my face feels hot. I know, like you know it's coming.
What did you do in that year that
I don't know, but I want to go back. I need to figure out
Maybe we just tanned that year.
my metabolism exactly. But so many other people, one sip even, red.
What is it? Is it like a chemical reaction?
think
is it a
Allergies.
allergic?
Technically
okay, right.
allergies. And there was a medicine that people used to take.
Is it that Korean juice that you drink before?
Oh
No.
yeah, that one.
Some people took, there's that, but there's also Zyrtec, I think it was. That's now discontinued.
I thought it's a hay fever.
That's the thing.
That's
It
what
was-
I take when it's in spring.
Zyrtec.
Yeah.
It might be that. I don't know what it is, but
It's
there was
antihistamine, isn't it?
yeah, there was a medicine designed for something else, but the Asians figured out you could take for Asian flush. So before every night out, pop one, no Asian flush for the night.
Zyrtec, is that what it's called?
I think.
Yeah,
But it's now discontinued. That's the problem. So
Light.
people,
I was gonna say it's the Power Rangers.
but it's now discontinued. So, people either hoard it or they're missing out now.
But it's such a it is like all the Asian friends that we have. One drink and you immediately just start going bright red.
Which is fine, but the problem is on nights out.
You
When you're
look
trying
bad.
to get into places, dude. I'm gonna get that discrimination against me, man. They think I'm drunk or something, dude.
When we started first drinking and like, you're new to drinking, you don't really understand the effects that alcohol has in the body. And like, for example, Migs was drinking with me and they're turning red. I just had an equivalence of like, the more red you are, the more drunk you are.
Yeah.
But then like,
Which is the case normally.
but some people just go hard, like go red immediately. And then I was the one asking like, is everything all right? Do you want some water? Like this and that. So not ideal.
Not ideal at all. Next one from Krishal. You take your shoes off at the front door at your house and any other house.
I don't, okay, yes, but this should be a universal thing.
Yeah, it's grotty.
I'm sorry, but you can't be, yes, we're wearing shoes indoor right now, but that's because the complaints were the dogs were looking too silly. But if you're at anyone's house or your own house, why are you wearing shoes?
It's really disgusting. Like from outside to inside with no change. If you changed it, like you had some inside shoes,
Like
which
slippers.
anyway,
Yeah, slippers. Not a problem with that.
but like to walk in from outside, man, where are you being? You've stepped on the pavement. A dog may have, taken a shat there years ago, and there's still a bit of chemicals lying around.
Gum, like chewing gum.
And like if you have carpets, like those things are hard to clean and you're just making footprints. Like I do not understand. And it's also more comfortable without shoes.
Yeah.
So I'm really passionate about this topic, but like there is no redeeming quality of wearing shoes inside.
Devil's advocate here.
Please.
Not really devil's. A unique scenario, right? Let's say I've bought some wood from Bunnings. No, some like heavy items, right? I bring it inside. You'd tell me to take my shoes off?
Okay, obviously.
Heavy lifting?
I mean, okay, that is fine, all right? There are obviously exceptions. Like, for example, if someone has a dog that'll bite your toes off, I'd probably, say wear your shoes inside there. But
Steel cap boots.
generally, just get rid of them.
I know someone who used to wear their shoes all the way into their room, and then they kept all their shoes in their room, like bedroom.
There's people wearing shoes on their bed.
Yeah, like he would jump. Yeah, he said he would lie in his bed with his shoes on.
Oh,
Hey?
That's chat.
Like, yeah, it's hanging off. But
no,
I'm
that's
just like,
chat.
I still remember times when I was a kid where like we'd have, some people who come in to fix the electricity or whatever, or to like bring in the assembly items for some things. And my dad would like set up a nice little bed sheet over the stairs just to make sure.
Yeah. Because the tradies walk in around your house with the.
And you
with
can't
their
tell the
boots on.
tradie
No, of
to
course
be
not.
like,
No.
Like, that's his work.
Unless it was a-
personality. That's a symbol of who he is as a person. So when he'd walk in, he'd be like, we'd lay out the red carpet for
Yeah.
my man.
No, usually these days, like the tradies, if they know they're going like to an Asian house, they'll bring their own like blankets and
Yeah.
carpets or whatever to put over your carpet.
actually.
Yeah, it's
That's
a sign
quite
of respect.
respectful
It's
of
pretty
them.
good. It's pretty good.
Speaking of like putting things over, I have like my dad's like super paranoid. We got a new couch the other day and my dad's like extremely paranoid because we always eat on our couch, like watching TV. And obviously like sometimes you might spill it. So he's put the bed sheet on top of the couch. So I'm now sitting on a bed sheet on top of a couch. When people come in, they're like, what's this bed sheet doing there? I'm like, don't worry about it. all
You know
right?
what? That's another classic
paranoia.
Asian thing as well, where it's like when it's a new item, like a new expensive electronic toy. Like my dad would, let's say you get a new phone and you got the little plastic cover on top of it.
Oh, the sheet. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he'd be
plastic
like-
coating.
You haven't set it up yet. Go through the setup process, and then when you feel comfortable, take it off. I'm comfortable right now to get rid of it. But he's like, no, sir, not yet. Even the TV.
The TV remote is a classic.
I was gonna say we recently got a new TV, and like we have with all of our TVs, the remote sits in the plastic that it came in.
The sleeve, right?
That's a classic. Keep like the sofas in plastic. I feel like that's a common one.
yeah.
Keeping the energy. What's the energy saver thing? That sticker
Oh, the sticker.
yeah,
the sticker,
that's got to stay on.
that
That,
never gets peeled off.
that was like the flat caps where you got to keep the sticker on there as well, just so authenticity.
We did the bed sheets over the couch as well. But whenever guests came, we took it off and like so it looked normal. But
When I say guests, I mean my brother's mates. Like,
Oh,
it's not,
okay, that doesn't count.
Whatever, bro. You sit on the bed sheets.
My dad did that phone one for the longest time, right? Because you know how most phones, they have the plastic to begin with,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So then he like use that like in everyday life. And then me and my mom were like, dude, get a screen protector. It's like, no, the phone came with one. Even though it's like the thinnest like plastic that doesn't even protect anything.
Does it hang off the edge or no?
It does, yeah, because you have to peel it
You have
off.
to, like, peel it,
so
right? It's
No,
like a
I think
tab.
his Samsung maybe it wasn't as intrusive. So
Right.
he could get by. What a guy.
That's a classic. Yeah, I really like that one.
All right, next one from Sumit. Your parents enjoy comparing you to other friends' kids.
is there more of a stereotypical Asian thing than this? This is the pinnacle.
It's a classic in the schooling period, an absolute classic. You know, look at Rajesh's son. He's on his way. What is it? He's on his way to get a UMAT, and they'd be like, "You can't get on your way to do a UMAT. It's an exam."
Yeah, exactly.
They start saying stuff like that.
Yeah, they don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
It just sounds good.
And you're like, it's not that. Then they're back at it like, you can't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
You don't realize what I'm saying.
You know what my mom does, dude? It's so musty. So like every now and again, randomly, she just asks how this person's doing, who was like in one newsletter in like 2013, dude. I'm like, I haven't seen this person in 12 years. And it goes back to primary school, dude. She's naming primary school people that was like in the high achievers list one year. Fuck off. I don't know, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's a classic. It's living in that golden era, you know? Like I've had some talks where it's like, hey, you did really well in ancient history. Like, well, what's up with that? And I was like, it pretty much is ancient history right now. I don't remember jack shit about Julius Caesar.
Compared to your friends, your cousins, there's no like your neighbors. There's no limit to who you get compared.
There's
to.
always someone better at something, and my mom would always remind me.
Oh, it's like a similar thing. My parents do this thing where like my dad will be like, someone got stabbed in Blacktown the other day. I'm like, okay, cool. What am I meant to? I haven't been to Blacktown in years. Yeah, just watch out. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
I got compared like academically, of course, but then also just like lifestyle wise. It's like Isaac never goes out. Why do you always have to go out? This and that. Then when I was in primary school, my parents would be like, oh, Ravine's like, I'd have a birthday party, right? And I'd have the presents that come with that. And then like the parents, like Ravine's parents would tell my parents, oh, I actually only let my son open one present a month to teach him like delayed gratification. And then I'm sitting there with my presents trying to open them. My mum's like, just one. That's what Ravine does. That's what we'll do. What the hell, man?
It's funny. Next one we have from Raj. Crying at the dinner table while doing maths homework.
Dude, I feel like this is a core memory, man. Especially to those brown people, those Asian guys who are genuinely shit at math, like me. Like a guy who dropped math, and I could see the visible shame on my parents, on my dad. I have memories of like my dad buying a whiteboard, putting it into the room and being like, this will visually help you get better at math. I'm like, bro, there's nothing visual about math. I can tell you that much. The amount of times
it's a canon event.
Dude, the equations come out and I'm like, yeah, I got it. No worries. The test comes, you get a fucking like 60%.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Yeah, as someone who was also not so talented in maths,
Yeah.
I don't remember much. My memory's not that good. But one of my like extremely vivid memories is me from the ages of like 8 to 14 bawling while my dad yells at me, what's X? What's X? And I'm like, I don't know, Dad. I don't know. Like the dining table like was stained with my tears.
Yeah.
Like, and that is not even an exaggeration.
It didn't help when you had a sibling who fucking destroyed math, dude. Who like took it apart, went to like 5 unit if it was possible.
Yeah.
And then you're here just going, you know what? Like a bit of Shakespeare. And dad would be like, where's the X in Shakespeare, huh?
And then you have the mum kind of like mediating on the side, like trying to help you out. But then also back in dad.
Well, I was going to say, also getting annoyed.
Yeah.
My uncle was like, as a maths tutor, so he was really good at maths. And so when he was like teaching his sons, he held them to an even higher standard than he would to like his other students. And apparently there was like a story of him at the dining table and like he was trying to tutor one of his sons at maths. He wasn't getting it. So he picked up an orange next to him and pegged it at his head.
Now what's 2 minus 1, bitch?
Fucking baseball. That's outrageous. I've never heard. I mean, I've heard of the beatings that you get. Like I got beatings at the math table, but I didn't get like
A fruit.
Fresh navel oranges.
Mine's throwing out the first pitch at Dodger Stadium.
I will say that there are also wholesome sides to this. Like,
is there?
No,
I'm not remembering anything.
there was a period where like my parents, my dad especially came to understand. Was like, you know what, math ain't your thing. You know what, you are dumb when it comes to math. Essentially, in a nice way.
That's very mature of him.
Yeah. And then when I think it happened when I gave him like a Shakespeare text, like Hamlet or something, and he was reading it and he was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I have no idea what this is. But then he was like, wait, you're doing okay in this. You must understand something. And then when I try to teach him like what this stupid quote of Shakespeare says, he'd be like, no, all right,
Not
I get it.
interested.
And then I think that's where that
A
understanding
light bulb
comes from.
moment.
Yeah, it's a light bulb moment.
Yeah, I think my family and maybe a lot of other families were stuck in the mindset that like you have to be good at math because math is everywhere. Like you need math to succeed.
Yeah.
But that's the perspective of me and you who are like duds at maths. Like you, Sam and Migs, you were both like all right at math.
No, but I still
Solid.
copped it. You know, my mom used to do like the twisting of the ear.
Oh, the
Like if I didn't get it, she'd like do one of these ones.
Yeah, there was another variation of that where you had to put your head down and then like
Thumbs up.
Can we talk about the different corporal punishments there
No,
is?
there was a variation
Dude,
of
let's
it.
tier list the corporal punishments. That could be iconic.
fun. The ruler, getting slapped with the ruler or the wooden spoon was
Yeah,
iconic.
my mum slapped me on the knuckle so hard with the ruler, it snapped in two. Like that's the level of violence that I'm getting. I'm painting a really bad picture of my family. They're actually very nice
I
people.
think the orange one is still the best.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy hurled it.
No, I copped it. I remember back in primary school, I wasn't the greatest speller. So
Yeah,
It's-
grotesque,
it's-
mate. On
yeah.
academic, you were fine.
that's how I got there,
I was going
but
to say the same thing.
that's
Can
how
we-
I got there.
I have the video push. We'll interplay.
We will not be fucking interplaying that. 1 mil subs will do it.
Because you know what else is like, I don't know if this happened to you, because we were both duds in maths, but was there ever a point where you were potentially a pioneer in mathematics?
Yeah, in primary school, I was mathletics king.
Yeah.
Like times tables.
Dude.
This is the thing, because when I was in year 1, year 2,
Yeah.
my school holidays would be filled with me just learning times tables. And so I got to like year 6 where they were like times tables was finally a thing.
Yeah.
And I was just crushing it. And then you got to high school where they introduced variables and fractions and stuff.
And then you're with other nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the problem is you went to like predominantly white schools, I'll say.
Hmm.
And like you're like Celtic in the Scottish Premier League. You absolutely nonce them. And then you come to the Champions League with the nerds at the selective schools and you just
Yeah.
can't cut it.
Because I remember in year 6, I went to like some nerd mathletics competition. You remember that game Mathletics? Was it called Mathletics?
Mathletics is the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
there,
you said something else. Never mind.
no, there was like some state competition in New South Wales and I got invited to that. Obviously
Oh,
lost.
wow. What?
Yeah. But like I did the whole competition. I think my dad then was like,
Oh,
It's
so
got
my son.
potential.
See, that's the problem. You set the bar too high for yourself
Yeah,
and then
and
you could never reach it.
the moment like that 90 degrees angle thing came up in trigonometry, I was like,
I'm out.
I'm done,
It's the
boys.
spider. It's the SpongeBob meat. I'm gonna head out. Did you drop maths in the end?
Yeah, I dropped all
So you
that.
didn't do it for the HSC?
I think I started 3 unit.
Ambitious.
And then within the first, like, what do they call it, terms or semesters? I was like, yeah, see you later. Dad was like, no problems. You're still advanced.
Through
kept
gritted
doing maths?
teeth, he said that.
See you later. Advanced went out and I was like,
Went to
ooh.
general?
Did you
or
go to
no?
general? Yeah.
Our school didn't offer general.
We did.
No.
Yeah, we did. We did. We didn't offer general English.
We didn't offer general at the start, but then there were too many duds in 2 unit like myself. Like I didn't take general, but
Are you sure?
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
did.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was one class of general.
I think it was too big of a risk. So I said, see you later.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And you kept maths until the end.
I kept maths
The
too,
bitter
man.
end.
Yeah. Got a nice band 5.
That's actually pretty good,
That's
to be
class.
honest.
I got 81. It's like and
Doesn't matter.
it's pretty bad.
Not
I don't
really.
know. I mean,
I
like,
reckon there might be people listening to this who'll be like, I would have.
No, I think it's pretty bad.
as in, and this
Says the man who dropped maths.
But like, that's why I'm saying it because like, I think the expectation was 90, 95 plus for that.
Oh, come.
I think the
think
school
it
we went to
was.
a selective school. So like 80 in maths is
Mate,
Relative. It's not
compare
good.
to yourself, man. Don't compare to others.
Yeah, dude, don't.
Didn't we
Exactly.
just talk about parents comparing us to
Yeah.
others?
True, it's true.
Right, that leads us on to the next one from James. Getting hit by kitchen utensils.
We
So
So
preempted
touch
this
that.
one.
What are some weapons of choice?
Everything,
The
man.
wooden ladle is a classic.
No, anything within reach was a
Yeah.
weapon. Like it's not what the weapon is. It's like where are we situated in the house?
Yeah.
What's around? That gets used.
Yeah,
I've had moments when my dad's like perusing the.
Oh, that's the scariest one. Where you can see the eyes darting, dude.
It's like the Terminator. He's like scanning the room.
Yeah, quite literally.
Usually wooden spoon, a ruler,
Hanger.
Hanger. was a good one.
a
Hanger's a
belt
classic.
every now
I
and
never
then.
got a belt.
Belt, I think, is Very aggressive.
No, I think hangers are scariest because
Hanger
you
is
hear the
scarier,
cupboard
dude.
get thrown open and then it gets taken out and off out it comes.
Yeah, belts. Belts I never got. Do you get belts?
I
Sam?
never got
Yeah,
belts.
I got a belt.
No,
I don't think I got belted.
Belts.
Now I
is-
feel like I'm painting my parents in a bad
No,
light.
this is a quintessential experience.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
understands this. But
Or
belts
sometimes they
is
got the
scary.
like, physical, like the pinch, like someone coming up and just
Yeah,
giving you one of
the
these
pinch
ones.
is a classic.
My mum was a pincher.
Yeah.
A real, like, she loved a pinch.
My sister used to dig her nails into me as well when she pinched me.
I got the hand on the back of the neck.
Oh,
That was,
Scruff.
that was my quintessential one, dude.
Scruffed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Nelson
Same
from
with Roe.
Simpsons.
I remember you could do it to Roe in high school.
Oh,
he would
But I
quiver
never,
as soon as you do
Dad's
it.
Getting it from
saying,
school kids,
Why
bro.
would I just like grab you by the back of the neck? That's
I
a
never got
Homer
that from my
Simpson.
family. I just think I'm just ticklish. That's what
fair.
the problem
I
is.
thought it was trauma.
Nah, no trauma there. Ah,
Can't do that these days.
nah.
My manager had a baby recently, and I told her, "So how are you gonna, discipline the baby?"
Yeah.
She was like, "No, just,
With
you know,
words,
yeah,
discipline.
love and care." I'm like,
Is
"Nah,
there a
nah."
positive to getting a whack here and there?
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
I think there is as well, man.
Should they bring it back?
Absolutely.
It's not gone out of fashion for me. I'll tell you that much. I'm keeping it as a tradition.
Dude, what do they say? The right hand strikes, but the left hand brings them in for a hug.
That's a good quote. When I started getting older, I didn't get hit.
Yeah.
I started getting like more like
Emotional abuse.
No, military punishments. Like sit down with you on your knees and put your hands up, and it would just be me and my brothers.
That's some like ISIS Taliban style execution.
Yeah, locked him in his bedroom for 3 hours. No lights, no
You didn't get that on your knees, hands up, and
Dude, that's
you
what they
just
did in
lactic acid-
Guantanamo, bro.
Did your dad come with a bucket of water?
What a torture.
Yeah, I think my physical abuse stopped, I reckon, once I got to high school. Then it was just all verbal and emotional.
Mm.
I did have a
It was the
classic-
real
Yeah,
shit,
that,
dude.
that honestly hurt more, dare I suggest.
I did have someone where it was like, I know a lot of the people have electronic, like, that's it. You can't use your computers and whatnot. But I had the PlayStation. That was really common.
Mm.
When I was, maybe playing a bit too much COD Zombies, and Dad's like, that's it, you're done.
Oh
You're not
yeah,
turning
like
it on
getting
now.
grounded. I was
Yeah.
like, electronics were taken away when I was 13. My phone would be confiscated.
Yeah.
Laptops would go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Every
never
single-
had that, to be honest.
Every single one of my electronics got put in a plastic box for a week. That was traumatic experience. I remember
Really?
that. She kept it in the back of her car so I could never get near it. So when she's off to work, zero chance, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, it's so
that's-
tough, man.
And when she's back home, eyes on me 24/7.
Because the boys are like, come on, we gotta do the Easter egg for zombies, and I'm like, I'm busy tonight. I couldn't say that,
It's
Is it shame to be like, oh, my mom's got my
Ah,
power cable?
when you got sent over here, you say, yeah, I never got that. Yeah, possibly.
All right, next one from Pranay. You call your elders auntie and uncle.
That's a classic.
Without fail.
Without fail. The only person I will say that I don't do it for is your dad, Miguel. It's because you have trained us from the get-go. It's Alan. All right. There's no need for
Yeah.
uncle.
First name
true.
basis.
That's true.
Like,
The
for example,
friendliest type.
Rohit's parents, I'll call them uncle and auntie.
Yeah.
Kush's parents, I'll call your parents uncle and auntie. But Alan, it's Alan,
What about Miguel's mum's? You don't call her auntie. That's also a first name basis.
Yeah,
type
exactly.
situation.
I mean, both your parents in general.
Just
It's
training from the get go, Miguel.
Exactly.
He knows what's up.
Do you call your dad Alan?
What do I call my dad?
I've heard you call him Alan.
How do I address it? No, that's in front of you guys to be like one of the
Yeah,
boys.
me, yeah. Papa?
Dad? I think dad is it's a common term. I
Dare I
think.
say, is this? I don't know if I would say it to my Asian friends' parents. I would definitely say it to like Indian friends, like Rohan, for example. But if I met Rohan's parents, it's definitely an uncle, auntie. But Asian parents, I feel like I'm not.
Because, well, in my culture at least, other like Filipino uncles and aunties would call them like Tito and Tita, like the Tagalog word.
Gotcha.
So I'm not calling them uncle, auntie. That's why I
Gotcha.
won't translate to like your parents, for example. I'm not calling your parents
Yeah.
Tagalog words.
Imagine us coming to Mig's dad, like Tito or something, or like his uncle.
Actually, yeah. Can we call him that later?
Yeah.
Go ahead, later
yeah.
on. Go
Tito?
ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
There is like, doesn't it extend to like even people you just have no idea? I had an experience where like my brother and I, we're driving, get some groceries from Woolies.
Mm.
And this brown guy, and this is another thing, another brown person thing, but you guys have experienced the brown stare, right?
What's the brown stare?
Where
Oh,
like
dude.
an uncle would like just stop and look at you.
It's the Indian stare, bro. It's everyone knows what it is.
Oh, really?
For like 5 to 10 seconds, they would just like look at you. And they will not break eye
Like,
contact.
there's no self-awareness.
Is it like to figure out if they know you?
No,
it's just to look at you. Like, it's kind
they're
of
just-
sinister.
They're sussing
That's
you
so
out.
menacing.
Or they're
it is.
sizing you up?
They're sizing you up.
No, quite literally. There was this 70-year-old, like, I'm going to call him uncle because that's what I'm used to, but 70-year-old uncle walks
Yeah.
by. And yeah, my brother and I drive. We're in the car and he stops And he's just like looking us backing away. And then my brother's like, do you know this guy? And I was like, no, I've never seen him. So he's like, roll down the window. And then we roll down the window and I'm like, hi, uncle. Even though I have no idea who this guy is.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know who I am, don't you? And I was like, no, I've got no idea, uncle. He's like, I know your dad. And I was like, cool, but who the fuck are you? Like, what's your name, bro? But it's always that staring that comes into first, man. As if you haven't experienced this.
I just look at people the normal amount. Like if they stare, maybe they stare at me, but I'm obviously not keeping the eye contact.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm just so used to seeing that.
That's another thing as well. When like you haven't, like your parents will have like family friends or cousins and like you haven't seen them forever. And then they'll come out of nowhere after like 10, 20 years. Like, oh, remember this uncle? And then I'm like, yeah. And in my head, I'm like, dude, I've never seen you in my life.
Well, like when you speak back to your other point, like I went to Chinese New Year with my partner's family yesterday night. I was calling everyone uncle and auntie.
Yeah.
I think it's just like I think anyone who is honestly not white, I will call them uncle and auntie.
Yeah, okay.
Right, the next one we got sent in by a whole bunch of people, so we'll shout out Danny and Abe for this one. Only acceptable job are doctor, lawyer, optometrist, dentist, or pharmacist.
Well, all four of us failed in that then.
We are failures. Did your parents let you know about it?
Not really.
My parents didn't put that pressure on me, to be honest.
That's the one thing I'm glad they never did. They're like, just do whatever you want to do.
Also, what's this optometrist and pharmacist?
Yeah, how did they sneak their way in?
I'm sorry, but it's the big three.
Yeah.
It's one removed. That's the thing.
It's doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Correct.
Everything else is second-class citizens.
Yeah. I'm a pharmacist.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
You don't even need to go to uni to become a pharmacist. I'm sure you do, but
I know a few blokes who are street pharmacists.
Yeah. Bro's got their number on speed. No, but I got the so in high school, what I did is, you figure out your career, right? And 16-year-old Miguel, simple. Likes a bit of football, likes a bit of basketball. I'll get into something sport related, right? So typical sports science, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That is, as you boys well know, did chemistry in high school and utter failure at that.
Yep.
But also on that, I did the thing earlier where you said you set them up for failure. So I came second in some chem test, but that was about like safety in the lab, like how to use the safety goggles and the Bunsen burner and that, right? But then right after that test was a parent-teacher meeting. So obviously, on my half-yearly report card, it says second in chemistry. The teacher's going, Miguel's real potential in chemistry, whatever. Obviously, next test, I come like last. And I was like, what's going on here? And puts me into tutoring straight away. Anyways, that's the last point. I didn't do well at chemistry. So like after a while, I'm like, look, mum, I don't know if this is for me. I've enjoyed economics though. I might get into commerce. Not happy.
Not happy.
Oh,
Absolutely
really?
not happy. Had to write a little essay about why I should choose commerce. Why I should choose UNSW over UCIT as well.
Wait, you wrote an essay to your parents?
My mum did. Not happy about that at all.
I've heard of that happening as well. Yeah, you write
But my mum's very formal like that. She likes a little email, likes a little text, likes a
So
little...
never mind UAC. You have to do it to Rowena down.
I have to get admission, dude.
Wow.
But I had that. But I still have that, like as a joke, but I still have that to this day in terms like, if you did this sports science, you could help.
Yeah,
you could figure out what's wrong with your shoulder, for example.
Those get thrown around all the time, like, be nice to have a doctor in this family just to check out the cold, and you'd be looking at me like, you know what? Well,
it would be nice, Mom. It would.
It would be nice, but my Spartan society knowledge can't help you here. I'm afraid.
Yeah, my parents will just like do whatever as long as you can make good money from it. That was the only reason.
That's why you're a podcaster now.
Yeah. I always got the money was the forefront, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was number one.
I think I think parents are now coming to understand a little bit better that you don't necessarily have to get into the doctor, lawyer's field to generate the maximum amount of money,
There's many fields where you can get.
But it's half money, half status.
Status
half,
is the big thing.
Going on Facebook, messaging all your aunties and uncles overseas that Kush is, year 2 at Westmead Hospital now.
Yeah.
It's that thing. So your parents didn't care for that?
Nah. My dad still holding to the dream when I was like 4. I said I wanted to be a plumber. And my dad's like, why don't you want to become a plumber? I'm like, Dad, I don't want to be a tradie, please.
To be honest, they make good money.
They're good, yeah.
See, he's not on.
Your dad was on something.
Yeah, my dad always does drop the, these skilled workers out there, the plumbers, the electricians, they're making bank. And my dad's always telling me, come here, fix a light bulb. It's working completely fine.
Yeah.
Get those skills in.
And I know a few like Indian brown guys who've become tradies.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the
it's
new
fine.
age,
I do feel bad for my parents because I do podcasting. My brother did a physio degree. He's now dropped out and doing music full time. The only saving grace is my youngest brother.
What's he doing?
He's in uni, and he asked me like, "What should I do in uni?" Because he had no passion or desire to do anything. He's like, "What will make me the most money and give me the most chill lifestyle?"
Smart.
I was like, "That's exactly the way you should be thinking."
Yeah.
do computer science, become a software engineer.
Beautiful.
So he's maybe the only person in my family who's kind of.
But he had the luxury of seeing the older two brothers fail.
Yeah.
So he's like,
Exactly.
Let me think about this, you know?
All right, next one from Gracie. You describe a dessert you like by saying it's not too sweet.
Oh, dude, Indian desserts are disgustingly sweet. Like they're good, but you can't have any more than like one serving.
Mm.
And so like the ultimate,
Compliment
you can give an auntie is saying dessert was not too sweet.
Such a weird compliment. I don't know.
is.
Like,
It's like the biggest compliment.
Yeah, it's the
especially in
biggest.
like all Asian cultures. Any
Mhm.
dessert.
But I love it. The aunties will never ask, is it sweet? They're like, how is the sugar? And you're
Oh,
like,
really?
sugar is fine. Have you not had that?
no, I hear
Maybe that's your family, brother.
I hear the not too sweet part, but I
Yeah.
don't get like how's the sugar level.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
don't get the diabetes chart.
They're all everyone's there diabetic, so you got to make sure got the glucose on hand.
Next one from Hayden. Taking a shower before entering your bed / having home clothes.
Okay, I didn't realize that having home clothes was an ethnic thing.
Yeah. Is it
I thought it was universal.
not universal? thing?
Not universal. Like
So what do people hey?
Yeah, wait, well, I didn't understand.
So, like, okay, obviously there is some concept of like home-ish clothes, but like white people, from the people that I've spoken to, right? Everything is, if it's in their wardrobe, they can wear it out.
No, bro.
Nah, dude.
Whereas
They have a
me,
section for home.
Yeah,
clothes
but
and a section-
exactly.
Yeah.
Like these are t-shirts I only wear at home.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
some will naturally translate once
Exactly.
It's on the
I
file.
have shirts that are going out shirts now.
Yeah.
And going out shirts from 10 years ago
Yeah.
that are now home clothes.
Correct.
That might have holes every now and again.
Yeah.
It's
All my UNSW shirts.
Yes.
Lovely home
I was
clothes.
going to say the Unistar
Lovely.
ones
Yeah.
and the Manscape t-shirts I wear at home.
soccer shorts.
Yes.
I was
But actually, that gets a bit. That gets.
I
a
think
wear and tear out.
that's the only thing that I wear here and there because
Yeah.
they're comfortable to
They're
sleep in,
comfy.
but
So like, yeah, I have a separate section. Like, I think I have more home clothes than
Correct.
Yes.
outside clothes.
Because it's
to be
just
honest.
older t-shirts, like you said, from years ago that you just don't wear out anymore. So, but yeah, I'll just wear it at home.
anyone have dedicated pajamas?
Nah, not a pajama man.
No. I'm a contrarian though. I shower in the morning, so I'm not really a shower before bed. Is that a hot take?
It's fine.
I do both.
I shower
I'm
twice a
two-time.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I got that double multiplier, baby. Yeah, both.
But then I realized like I'm basically showering just 8 hours apart. Like I'll shower before sleep and then I'll shower in the morning. So
Mm.
like what am I actually washing at that
Nah, but
point?
it's refreshing.
It's to
man.
get ready for the day, I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, because in the morning I'm going to work. So I want to, be fresh.
Yeah.
But just sometimes when you think about it, like
Are
what am
you
I
guys
actually
cold, hot, lukewarm?
hot,
hot, bro.
Have you seen, no, have you seen that? I saw it on Puberty the other day. If you shower in like over 40-degree temperatures, your sperm count gets affected.
Oh, whatever, bro. Yeah, I'm pretty sure mine's way over 40
Whatever.
degrees. As they say, Mountain Dew affects your sperm count. I'm guzzling a liter
Of
a
sperm.
month.
I'm a cold shower guy now. Pure cold.
What?
I
Are
go
you,
in.
I reckon if you confirm it, it's better.
dude, it's
Are you on that side of TikTok?
No, it's so no. Forget whatever the health bullshit is. It's actually so much
I
better in
agree.
the morning.
No, it feels better.
Oh,
Not
it
to deny
feels
it.
so good, dude. Especially when you're in that groggy, really morning state. But you go in, chuck your face in that. Oh man, you wake up. You start
reckon?
seeing lights
Yeah.
and shit.
All right.
Isn't like that's the first challenge the first hurdle of the day? You've overcome that. Now you're ready for the rest of the day. Isn't that
Win
the
the
whole?
morning, win the day.
Dude, it's really
Exactly.
nice. Try it.
I
Get
get-
into it.
I get doing it in summer, but surely you're not doing it in winter. That's
I
too
think that's
cold.
where you really get the benefits, bro.
Well, I started in summer, so we're about to
Nah,
find
see,
out.
that's why you've done the
I
easy
want it to
part.
be you need to get up for work at 6 a.m. It's fucking 6 degrees in your room and you
Oh,
still
nah,
take a
nah.
cold shower.
Nah.
That's what I want from
I'll
you.
keep you updated on that.
Next one from Arjun. Arriving to the airport 6 hours early.
This is a big one. Obviously not for your family, Sen,
Mm.
but
Senny's the serial fucking
30 minutes before.
Yeah,
30 minutes before.
Domestic, bro. You
I
can
can't
board
believe
until
I feel like international as well. This guy pushes it
Yeah.
big time.
2 hours for international. That's all you need.
You don't go 2 hours. You go like 1 hour. I would say.
Nah, 2 hours. I'll go 2 hours.
My parents are, I think, pretty stressed out. Like, I feel like the airport brings a lot of stress out in ethnic families. Everyone's just like, I don't know. Where's the passport? Where's the passport? Where's this? Where's that? It's
Yeah.
like very simple. Like, it's a simple process. They actually make it quite easy to check in and drop your
It's
bags.
almost like it's all on your phone right now to check in.
Yeah, but it's like unbelievably stressful. So like I remember going to the airport hours and hours and hours in advance. And then I'm sitting there just like twiddling my thumbs, eating KFC at the food court. Like, why did we have to come this early? The plane, if you check in, is low-key not going to leave without you.
Yes.
So just everyone take it easy. But
No, I think it's also the fact that it's like, if everyone in the family is going, that house is not going to be touched for weeks. So I think it's also the checks, the gas. Did someone check the gas? It's like, yeah, we checked it 20 times. Check it one more time, Got to make sure that gas is off.
Lock
Electricity,
the windows.
dude.
Yeah, got a lot of that.
I think it's more so that. Making sure all of that is
No,
done.
but then
and
why do you have to get
dusted.
to the airport 6 hours early?
Because they counted for too much time to check all the shit in the
Yeah, I
morning.
think the checks take a bunch of time. Then it's like we need to give ourselves some time at the airport as well, just in case something happens as well.
I think I've adopted some of that behavior, dude. I get anxious about getting to the airport early.
Like you need to get there early?
Me personally, I feel like I need to. Whatever's recommended, that's like the cutoff, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
International, I'm there
Why?
3. I don't know. It's low-key irrational.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is how it's always been. This is how I've always done it. This is how it is. I don't want to miss my flight. I'm happy to sit in the food court for a bit rather than sit at home.
I had that. Like I had the exact same thing, but that was because I think my parents drilled that into me. You have to be there 3 hours before. Then I started hanging out with Sen, and I realized that
Yeah, my sense of time really went when I got closer and closer to Sen.
no, but I realized that you don't need to be at the airport 3. That's for schmucks.
That is for
That's
schmucks.
for the uninformed people who don't know how airports work.
Correct.
You can leisurely stroll in, international flight, 2 hours before, 1.5 hours before, without a care in the world. And this is the thing. If you're late, they'll fast track you through.
Correct.
Now, I won't risk that, but I'm saying you can do it. The option's available for you.
If you've checked in online, they have an obligation to wait.
No, I think part of my journey is the being at the airport. Like that's where it, starts. The holiday for me starts. Whereas if I'm rushed, if I feel rushed,
Yeah, it's
then
not a
my
good
holiday's
start.
not really a good start. And this is also happening. My parents are going to the Philippines soon, dude. Their flight's at 12. They asked me to drop them off. Fair enough. Like leave here at 9. They're like, we can leave at 6 if you want.
6 a.m.
What?
No, I don't want to leave at 6. All right. Well, to be fair, that's low-key to beat the traffic. But like, I'm not leaving at 6 regardless, right?
Yeah.
'Cause they're like, oh, we can have breakfast at the food court. You got breakfast at home, man.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good point. Now that I've started getting access to lounge passes, I'm really open to going as early as possible
That's
to
the-
make use of it.
That's where I agree with. You can go early because if you have the lounge access, might as well make the most of it.
Next one. Shihan says, get blunt, honest comments about physical appearance.
Oh. Just everything is free range with aunties and uncles. Mine is, I always get, oh, you look darker.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's like, I don't know if you're allowed to say that in 2024.
I get the tall one though.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah,
Well,
it
you've
is
grown.
nice. Yeah, even now, dude. I get
How
the
tall you are now. Wow.
I get the have you grown? I'm like, no. I'm a 26-year-old man. I haven't grown for years.
Do you think people who are fat and get those comments, it hurts them? Or is it just like, this is just classic auntie and uncle behavior?
No.
A little. Because like I ebb and flow through. My weight fluctuates a lot. When I get a bit heavier, I get some comments. And I'm like, damn, dude. That really shows. It's really showing now. But then when I slim down again, you've lost a lot of weight. How'd you do it?
Well, that's a nice feeling.
it somewhat balances.
motivation for Miguel.
Yeah, the darker one is the only one that I get, to be honest.
I can't wait to be an uncle though. Like when a bit older, like with the younger cousins, bro. I'm taking shots, bro. Pop, 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 pop. You're fat, you're bold, bang.
Yeah, you're losing hair. That would be a bad one. It's so, why do they do it, man?
Dude,
like, do you not think that I know?
Yeah. Being on the receiving end is horrific, but I can't wait to be the one on the grassy knoll just taking absolute pot shots at people.
Next one from Reshi, a quick one. You love badminton. To be fair,
I do love badminton. It's a fun sport.
I literally had plans this morning from another group chat to go play badminton
There you
at
go.
this exact time, but I'm like, nah, I can't. I'm doing this. What is it? It's a very exclusively only Asian sport, right?
Mhm.
I've actually never seen, whenever we've gone to play, I've never seen white people playing badminton.
Now, all the highlights I see are of Malaysian or Indian people just smacking the shuttlecock around big time. It's good.
lovely. Next one. Another one that we've got sent in a lot. So Irene and Jarek say, you never order drinks or appetizer at a restaurant, water only.
Yeah.
This is a huge one.
I still have that belief to this day. Why order a Thai milk tea when you can order another entree? And I think it comes down to, honestly, value.
Yeah.
Like an entree in mine and my parents' eyes is worth far more than the enjoyment you get out of a drink. And I feel uncomfortable when other people order drinks around me. It feels wasteful in my eyes.
You get triggered by it.
A little bit.
Next one. Sarah, you value your financial portfolio over mental health.
Yeah, that's the way to live, boys. That's the way to live.
Yeah.
Get that money in the future, man. Got to retire safe and soundly.
I've seen that TikTok of the guy that still lives at home, but his mum is like a, what is it? OCD, cleaning freak,
Yeah.
got bipolar, all this, all that. But it financially makes sense to stay at home. So he's He's documenting it all on TikTok. That's a bit, just as an aside. If your mom's having like mental breakdowns every day, are you not only posting on TikTok, but also aggravating her? Did he fucking fires her up? Have you seen it?
I have seen one of them.
He like fires her up.
Does he get views, comments like?
He gets millions. That's why Sen and I.
Is it does he make money off it?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm like, I don't know about that.
It is what it is.
But I feel like this is a common experience of like people say either they live at home, they're like, oh, you know, financially, or they make a whole big deal of, oh, yeah, it costs so much to rent, but it's worth like the mental health benefits.
Yeah. But we all live at home.
Yeah.
So we, you know, but to be fair, I like living at home.
But I know, like at work, I'm like the only person my age who still lives at home.
Dude, this is the one thing that I hate where the first, like, there are some people who consider it like a great achievement upon themselves. Like, you know what? I'm moving out, I'm paying my own money, you know, I'm doing this, I'm losing money. It's like, shut the fuck up. And when they tell you, when it's like, oh, you're still at home, are you?
Yeah.
You're still at home.
Oh,
It's
do
like,
you get side-eye comments?
yeah,
still
you're
get a
still
bit
at
of that.
home. And it's like, yeah, because I'm saving more money than you fucking idiot.
Wow. That's personal bullshit.
No, I mean, it's just such an offhand, like, unnecessary comment. You know what I mean?
But then there's times where like, oh, you know, people are like, oh, I'm going to have to go home after this and, you know, have to cook dinner. That's going to take blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go home. Dinner's already going to be there.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind it. Like, I don't get those comments because if I'm just like, because I think I have moved out of home.
Yeah.
So I always just use, I'm back at home now. Do you know what I mean?
No,
So it's
here
a-
we go. Fuck you.
Because he lives.
And they're like, oh, why are you at home? I'm like, they raised the rent. And that's like, everyone's like, oh, feels, bro, feels.
Bit of sympathy.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. So that's why I think I don't cop the brunt of it. And also I'm like, oh, you know, I just want to save up for a house. Bit expensive these days. And that just gets like hits galore. You know, everyone's very understanding of that situation.
So one of my workmates actually also, he did live at home, but now he's joined the other side. He's moved out into Roselle, so closer to the city, but he's getting free rent. It's like his girlfriend's like family friend. They've decided to take a sabbatical. So they're taking their kids and they're going on a 1-year trip around the world. So for the next year, this guy's just living in their house rent free, literally. The only catch is he's got to look after their 2 dogs. And so what happened the other day was apparently his girlfriend had like chocolate muffins in her bag. And apparently one of the dogs got into the chocolate muffins.
Oh, dear.
And so he spent his entire, because he was offline. I'm like, where have you gone? I was calling him. I'm like, brother, I need an answer for something. And then he came back. He's like, oh yeah, dude, like we had to call the vets. They had to come check the dogs. And apparently they called the owners. The owners are like, oh, okay, cool. I'm sure you guys handled it. And didn't even like care.
Wow. I mean, that's first of all, a great deal for your mate.
Great deal.
Rent-free.
Dude, we looked up the value of the house. It's like a $3-4 million house.
And the only stipulation is don't kill the
Just
pets.
don't kill the dogs. And he almost fucked up in the first week of moving in.
This next one's from Sam, and he says, always getting asked where are you really from.
I like this question.
Do you?
You can answer this like a dickhead, like in so many different ways. You can be like, oh, I'm from Sydney. I'm from Western Sydney. I'm from the hills. I'm from Castle Hill.
Bro, I chuck in the Hornsby Hospital. Chuck it straight
Yeah,
back.
Wow.
Ward C, bro. That's where I'm at.
Interesting.
Because you know what they're asking.
Yeah.
But I don't want to answer that.
I just say India, like to be honest.
See,
What if there's another Asian fella asking? Do you answer properly then?
I'll still say I'm from Sydney. But then if they ask again, then I'll give them an actual
Where are you
answer.
really from?
Yeah, when it's said like that, that's a bit.
Have you ever got that? I've never gotten that. Where are you really from? Yeah.
No, because I always answer like I know what the answer they're looking for,
Yeah.
and I'm giving them the answer they're looking for.
Oh,
So
really?
then I never get the follow up. But if you're like sent over here and likes to play the games, and you say I'm from Sydney, I imagine you're getting where are you really from.
I only get the where are your parents from?
That's a nicer way
so
to ask
I'm happy to answer
Yeah.
that one.
that.
Yeah.
So what's your background is the
Yeah, what's your background?
better way to ask it. Right. Next one from Priyanka. Takes 30 minutes to say bye after leaving someone's house.
This might be a Brown only thing.
No, brother.
Really?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I've had traumatic experiences. 13-year-old Miguel is tired at 11 p.m. Asking my dad, when are we leaving? He says, we'll leave now. No date, no movement.
Hmm.
Come 12. Dad, when the fuck are we going? So fine, we'll start getting up, stands up. That's the only movement for the next half hour. And then you start to say bye, and then the classic, you know, they say bye to everyone. You're at the front door, and then a whole nother story comes up at the front door.
Yeah,
Then I'm
how
home at
does
2.
it-
Then I'm home at 2. Hey, school night.
The greatest art of segues those uncles and aunties have, man. Like they're just moving place to place and the story's still ongoing. I still have a core memory when I was really young and it was a really similar thing. We're at the front door. We're out. The shoes are on. You know, I'm ready. I see the car. I'm walking over. Dad's still there talking. It happens for around 5 minutes. And then the kids from that family friend we were visiting, they come out and we're like, all right, we're just going to play some cricket out here in the driveway. So off I go to play some cricket and we play for 40 minutes while the dads are still talking. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know what it is about like stepping into just a new area that ignites conversation. It's like the living room conversation is dead, but the front door conversation, well, that's just beginning. The thing is, I've seen that in our friendship group. For example, we'll play soccer on a Thursday night. We'll have a good yarn after that. Then I'll walk back with Sen to the car. Then we'll have a yarn at the car.
Yeah, this sounds like after OzTag, we'll go to dinner. The restaurant will close, so we'll get kicked out. So then we'll have a yarn outside the restaurant. And then we'll walk to the car, and then we'll have a yarn outside of our car for another 40 minutes. I had one last week. I went to like my partner's brother's engagement party, and I literally said bye to these two people at the front door. And then I walked off. And then 30 minutes later, I walked back into like the living room, and they were still there. And so then I had another conversation and said bye for the second time. But they did the reverse. Usually you say bye in the living room, and then you say bye at the front door. They did the opposite.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I don't know why. I have no idea.
Alrighty, on to the final three. Sam says, you eat KFC with rice. Big time.
Yes.
Big time.
And that's a common thing in all of Asia, like in Indonesia and India. If you go to KFC, instead of chips, they give you the rice.
I am a massive fan of this food combination. It tastes so good. Like I don't really have KFC, but like with rice the first meal, but the leftovers, I'm getting the KFC. I'm putting it with rice. I'm chucking it in the microwave, and by golly, that is a lovely meal.
If you have some gravy as well, dude, that's perfect.
Dude, I'm having combinations. I'm having pizza. Like there'll be rice, my regular lunch, but there'll be leftover pizza. So we'll just chuck that on the plate as well. So I'm having rice, I'm eating that with the curry, and then I'm having pizza on the side as well. There's a little treat.
Yeah, I love mixing rice with it. My favorite combination is the kettle chili chips with the rice. The goat combination, and you can't change my mind.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Is that a thing?
That is absolutely a thing.
This is the crunchy texture.
Oh, the spice, wow.
But any leftovers is just getting into play next lunch. It's getting in there, and it's beautiful. I love it.
Fair play. Penultimate, second last one. Nathan says, your parents get annoyed when you buy them something expensive.
Yeah, that's a classic. You try and buy your parents something nice. The first thing they'll ask is, how much was it?
How much?
Yeah.
And then you tell them, and then instead of saying thank you for getting me a nice gift, they then lecture you for half an hour about why you're wasting money.
Why'd you buy it?
Why'd you buy it?
The second question is always, where's the receipt? Just want to have a look at the receipt. And then it's the terms and conditions. Refund in 30 days, no problems.
Yeah, I don't know. Why is that? I guess it's just
I think it's just that mentality
thing.
Just don't waste money on me. I'd rather you save it for yourself.
It's nice.
Kind of wholesome when you think about
Comes
it.
from a
Yeah.
very nice place.
All right, last one. Speaking of money, Sarah says you watch your parents fight family friends for the bill.
Oh,
I've seen this happen too many times, man. Too many. Even at the grocery shop, bro. I'm out here with my card.
What?
And the dad's looking, because like I've gone and like I'm paying. And then my dad's like, where's the receipt? How much have you paid? I'm like, it's just like $20, man. A bit of bread and a milk, man. That's like, I got to transfer.
Really?
Transfer $20. I'm like, you're not transferring $20, man. Do you not get that? I get that.
No, I don't get that.
I had like I said, I had cousins come from overseas. So obviously when they're guests, you obviously want to pay when you go out for lunch and stuff. So I went up to go pay, and then both my cousins came up, and they each took one of my hands and they pinned me behind my back and they paid for me.
Yeah.
What a tactic.
Like, so I've had literal physical altercations at the cash register to pay.
That I feel like that makes sense. Because like I went to Melbourne, I stayed with my cousin's house, like at my cousin's place for free.
Yeah.
And so as like a show of gratitude, and in return, I was like, I will pay for a dinner.
Yeah.
But I can't tell them I'm going to pay for dinner because they'll say no. So like I went up to the thing to pay, and then it was like a bit of a jostling of who's willing to pay. But like for friends and like when you have like a family friend dinner, I don't understand it. Like you're all in Sydney, you guys see each other often. Where's the fight?
It's a respect thing, I guess. Because I know like when we're going out, you often like everyone's like towards the end of the meal, you're all like kind of sizing each other up, seeing who's getting up early to try and go to the up to the till to pay.
It's a dance you play.
It's a dance you play. It's a game of chicken, really. Who gets up first?
I think we need a bit more of that in our friend group, dare I suggest.
How is this the opposite?
Why'd you look at me, you fucking bastard?
Bro, I'm looking at everyone. I just want to be a little hands free while the boys fight over. But do they transfer people back?
What?
Like, let's say
Nah.
I pay.
No,
it's
not.
It's you
not.
do it in the next one.
You get the next one,
You get the
yeah.
next one. Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas in our friend group, it doesn't matter because you're getting
just
the money
transfer
anyways.
anyway.
It's just who can be bothered.
It's who has credit card that needs the
Aunties
points.
don't have Beamer, bro. They're not asking for your Beamer username.
Righty, that was a lot. There was so much more we couldn't go through, but let us know if we missed any actually, and maybe we'll run it back a second time.
Gong hei fat choi, my fellow Chinese friends. Hope you guys had a great Chinese New Year and
Lunar New Year.
Lunar New Year. And you
Or Shenyang Kuala for the other dialect. I don't know which one that is.
That's for the hectics.
That's for the hectics, but all of them.
If Miguel just said a hate crime there, I apologize. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for all the submissions. Ro was right. We did get inundated with, honestly, I reckon close to maybe 100 responses. Let us know if there are other that we missed out. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point.
Just follow us on all the Instagram, the socials.
We are growing at an incremental rate.
So thank you very much for supporting us. We'll see you next week.